Isn't it an absolutely fantastic time to be an Amy Adams fan? Now, as far as I see it, there are three kinds of alien films. There's the crazy, wacky, colourful ones, such as Mars Attacks. There's the slightly terrifying one, like The Thing. And then there's the one that makes us question absolutely everything, and that's the category into which Arrival falls. So I will confess that if it wasn't for the fact that Amy Adams was playing our protagonist Louise in this film, I probably wouldn't have given it the time of day, at least not so soon. But I also heard so many wonderful reviews about this that I absolutely had to see it, and I will say that I chose this over Nocturnal Animals. I don't think I regret that decision, but I do really need to see Nocturnal Animals. So Amy Adams plays a linguist called Louise, and she is roped in to help with communicating with these extraterrestrial beings after these spacecraft pod type things land in different pockets of the Earth. And she has to try and communicate with them, and it's all about language and how we perceive different things and what could be a threat to one person is not to another, and what words mean to somebody could mean something completely different to a different species. It's a great study of communication. There's a quote which I cannot remember, but it's all about how if you hold up a gun, that could be perceived as threatening to somebody, but in another culture that could be a sign of respect. And I'm really paraphrasing that quote because that's not what it's like at all, but that's kind of the message that I personally got from this film, and I think it's very beautiful. I will say that ordinarily this is not what I look for in a science fiction film. I prefer them like Mars Attacks or like The Thing, where I'm either having a great jolly old time or I'm terrified out of my wits. But this, I think, is a very thought-provoking thing, and providing you're in the right frame of mind and the right mood for it, which thankfully I was at the time, I think it can be a very thought-provoking and insightful experience. The story is fine. It's a little bit slow to progress in parts, and I think the film's about 2 hours long, so it is quite lengthy. But moving the story aside, the actual cinematographic quality of this film is really good. I think the angles were great. We got a really good mix of close-ups, especially on Amy Adams, which was great. The aliens, again, for me, I prefer my aliens to be very defined, like Mars Attacks. You see that alien, you know exactly what you're looking at. This isn't, it's like the film's not actually trying to provide solid answers, yet at the same time trying to make us provide our own answers. I'm not sure if anybody else felt like that, but certainly that's what I got from it. Obviously this is not a film that could have been done on a low budget. There is a lot of CGI and a lot of really beautiful, strong images. It is quite dark. It's very dark in colour, and that's not a problem, it's just the tone of the film. So again, if you prefer your alien films, like I do, to Mars Attacks, where there is just a whole rainbow of colour explosion all over the place, this may not be for you. But if you don't mind them to be a little bit more kind of stony and earthy coloured and a little bit more neutral in tone, I think this could be a winner for you. Really, I have absolutely no complaints about this, apart from, as I said, there were a few times when it was maybe a little bit slow to progress. But for the most part, I loved it. I do not think it will have universal appeal. I think it's very much if you're into this kind of film, you will enjoy it. If it's not your kind of film, then I think maybe you won't buy into it as much. Certainly I think a belief in extraterrestrial life would be a massive help, but I do recommend you see it. I will now go and see Nocturnal Animals, and then I will see which one's my favourite. If you've seen Arrival, let me know what you thought of it. Thank you for watching this video, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye!